FanDuel, it's the best way to start any Sunday, especially if you're an NFL fan, because you get a big return on FanDuel, which is America's #1 sportsbook. When you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you can place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
I asked Anthony for water right before the show, and I didn't get one.
Anthony he's bringing out some waters. Bull, Jason Tyvis, the injury report for the Browns came out yesterday.
Yeah.
A couple new guys were added. We saw DeJuan Jones miss practice, Jerome Ford miss practice, but most notably, Myles Garrett with not one, not two, but 3 different injuries: a foot injury, a thigh injury, and an Achilles injury. Would you play Myles against the Raiders if the Achilles, if the foot, if the thigh, if anything's not close to 100%? Is it worth the risk to play him against this Las Vegas team before he's healthy enough to really contribute?
I mean, he was healthy enough to contribute last week. I'm going to keep playing Myles Garrett as long as the doctors clear him and he's willing to play. I'm going to keep playing him. Why would I stop playing him? I don't know that I could do. The Browns defense has no chance without Myles Garrett.
Wow.
No chance.
Wow.
The Browns defense will be. Did you see what the Bengals look like against Washington? The Browns defense won't be much better than that without Myles Garrett.
Easy.
Because
easy.
I-
Boy, you
Not much better.
You're going a little too far.
A little too far?
If Myles Garrett, obviously if Myles don't play, that'd be a significant
Yeah.
impact, because you talk about the Raiders they'll finally not have to worry about double teaming or triple teaming a guy. Like, they
Right.
can have guys go one-on-one, and you would put a lot of stress on the rest of that D-line, which under Jim Schwartz, they should be productive. Like, come on now. Like, they should be productive. And the only thing that I worry about is when it comes to the passing attack. Devontae Adams is really good. Don't get me wrong. Denzel Ward is top 5 to me personally in the league. But you can't go up against Devontae Adams every play. Like, he's bound to make something happen at a certain point. And if you don't have that pass rush to erase that, then you're asking Denzel to do a lot.
Jason, you said earlier in the week they should put him on IR.
No. I said sit him 2 weeks.
Or sit him. Okay, all right.
And I just think that with the way that the schedule is set up, Myles is not having the impact on games that we are used to seeing. Like, September is his best month. Like, we've talked about that multiple times. And he is not making the impact plays that he normally makes because
He hurt.
he's banged up. He can't. Yeah, he's in considerable pain. I mentioned this, I think, on Monday. Their 2 losses are NFC teams. Obviously, the Raiders are an AFC team. I don't know if they're going to be in playoff contention. Then you have Washington next week, another NFC team. And obviously, you can't be a loss is a loss is a loss, but NFC losses aren't quite as
I mean, if you're 1 and
AFC
4,
loss.
the season's probably over.
But we're a long way from the bye week. Like, it is
Yeah.
a long way from where this guy's going to get any sort of rest at all. I just think it's a long season, and just try and get him healthy for the back end of the season, because if he has to deal with this all year long, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know specifically what the injury is, but I don't know how it's going to heal without time off, right? And when you don't have time off until week 10, what kind of shape is he going to be in? What condition is he going to be in by the time you get to that bye week? I would just try and nip this in the bud now, sit him at least 1 week. I would not put him on IR.
I think the interesting, I wouldn't be opposed to having him sit this game, because if I remember correctly, Max Crosby's dealing with something, and I don't know if
I think he's playing, though.
Is he? Because I think he sat out of practice as well. So both superstars is both apparently hurt and not going to be as effective in this game. I just think that when you think about, like, if Max Crosby don't play for the Raiders, that's more significant to me if Myles don't play for the Browns, because I feel like it's other guys that can at least contribute. Like, if Max Crosby don't play, it's Christian Wilkins. That's it.
Anthony's crawling around the back of the set.
I
feel like Joe Pesci, and I'm going to get hit in the back of the head with a shovel.
We could say what we want about Myles Garrett sitting. I doubt he's going to sit.
No, he's not.
mean-
Not a chance.
Right? He's going to play this
I'd
game.
sit him.
That's just the way
He's
he
not.
is.
Even if he's not.
I know he don't want to, but I don't know. I just think if the bye was earlier, if they had an earlier bye, all right, try and gut through it.
But is 2 weeks going to solve the problem?
I don't know. He's
No.
going to feel better in 2 weeks than he does today.
I
guarantee
mean,
you
what did he
that.
do last week? Didn't he just play only on third downs?
I think he played more than that, but he did. I'd have to look at the snap count.
Yeah,
I didn't see him out there as much. Certainly, I didn't see him.
Yeah, I
out there
thought
as
he
much.
said that he was only going to play third downs, which Denzel did the same thing the week prior to.
The season could not have gotten off to much of a worse start than this.
Well, this is true.
I mean, obviously they could be 0-3.
I'm like,
That would
if
be
they
worse.
If the Jaguars catch that pass in the end zone at the end of the game.
But I mean, you think about this. You're dealing with obviously your best defensive player has 3 different injuries, which is affecting his play, and he's the most important player on the defense because you get no pass rush, you got nothing. Your quarterback, who was the biggest question mark coming into the season, is still a huge question mark. His efficiency has been amongst the worst in the league. Across the board in almost every statistical category, he's near the bottom of the league. Your best running back's not ready to go yet. Your best tight end is hurt. Your best wide receiver got off to a bad start, although he did bounce back in week 3. Your offensive line, which has been a staple of this franchise, looks like one of the worst in the league right now.
Well, say something good about him.
The punter and the kicker are excellent. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, it's hard to be too optimistic at the moment.
You know what I wonder with about Myles though, because I dealt with this, is when you play through injury like that, your body overcompensates in some aspect, and then you risk getting hurt somewhere else. Like for me, when I was in Dallas, I had strained my quad, and I kept overcompensating, so I ended up pulling my hamstring. Mm-hmm. With Myles, I wonder that is something that probably will happen.
Well,
it's already happened.
Others.
Probably.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe he might need to chill for about 2 weeks. Because I feel like they can.
Oh, maybe he needs to chill for 2 weeks.
He's not going to, though.
But sometimes
he's not going to.
But you got to make that decision for him.
And by the way,
even if you try to make the decision, he's gonna tell you no. He's gonna say, "I'll play." He's gonna be like, "I'll play on third downs," and you're gonna be like, "Fine."
I don't mean to be Dr. Doom, but, and I know Myles Garrett and I are on the opposite ends of the physical spectrum. However, about 12 years ago, I tore my Achilles tendon, and for a month before that, it was sore. It was hurting me. And then I tore it.
And that's
and if he
you
tears
Achilles,
it,
when you hear that Achilles, it's like,
Achilles,
yeah,
that's initially what you think. And calf. If you come back from a calf too soon,
right,
it could lead to an Achilles tear.
My doctor had said to me, you probably had a slight tear already. That's why it was hurting you. I'm not saying that's the case with Myles Garrett, but it's possible. And then you just completely tore it.
And then you think about him doing them get-offs and stuff. Like, he flirting with it. If it's an Achilles, you got. I feel like you got no choice because that's the one that you don't want to do. That's like almost worse than the ACL because when you tear that Achilles, you're never really the same after that.
The Browns added from other injuries perspective. Browns added 2 tackles to the practice squad. We know that Wyatt Teller is going to be out for at least 4 games. Mm-hmm. The fact that they've added 2 tackles to the practice squad makes you think they're concerned that at least one, if not, excuse me,
bless.
Thank you. That maybe one, if not both of their tackles may not be ready to go in this game.
I talked to Jed briefly yesterday. Yeah. He made it sound like he was going to be okay. Now we'll see. Yeah, it was a re-aggravation of the knee, but he said he wasn't planted when he got hit, so that was good that it wasn't planted. And he made it sound like he'll be okay. We'll see if that's how that bears out.
And DeWand?
I did not get a chance to talk to DeWand yesterday.
Apparently I didn't realize this. He had fallen into Wyatt Teller, which led to his injury.
Yeah, Wyatt was in significant pain. You could see him on the ground.
Yeah.
So I was afraid. Like honestly, a month in IR was probably best case scenario coming out of that. Because when it first happened, I was afraid it was going to be season ending.
Right.
So.
And his backup is Zach Zenter. So the rookie's in.
The rookie is in.
Yep. Guess what they about to do? About to go right at him. Stunts, everything. Well, that's for the offensive line, period. They ain't picked up a stunt all year.